Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Team Talk podcast. This is episode 3, and we're again joined by Matt, Lawrence, Nathan, Tom, and myself, Josh, obviously. And today we're going to be discussing our England Euros team. We've had a few little debates about it over the past week, and we thought what better time to fully discuss it than on the podcast. So before we get into it, we've got I think it was Nath, Matt, and Lawrence. They had a couple of talking points that they wanted to discuss before we got into the nitty gritty of the choosing the squad. So without further ado, who would like to go first?
I'll kick it off.
Go on then, Dobbo.
My talking point's been around for a while. It's the away goals rule in European football. So I'm sure, as we all saw yesterday, Juventus Porto, incredible game. Finished 4-4. Porto goes through on away goals. My argument there is that Porto had longer to score an away goal than Juventus did because the game went to extra time. They scored an extra time in the 115th minute, meaning they went through. So my question is, should the away goal rule be tweaked at all, stay the same, or completely abolished? What do you all think?
What would you do to tweak it, though? Because the away goal rule is something to check.
So 90 minutes, and then an extra time, you'd get rid of it.
Yeah.
I've thought for a long time that they should change it.
Yeah.
So extra time goals don't count as away goals. However, it does make sense to keep it because it does also mean the home team's got the extra time in front of their own fans to end the game. But
well, I think that's exactly the point at the moment, isn't it? Like, obviously, with no fans in the stadium, I know this season is very, like this will probably never happen again. But the fact that the home advantage isn't actually that much of an advantage this season because obviously there's no fans. So why? Like, I think especially for this season, they should have just got rid of the away goals rule because there is no home advantage.
I think it's hard to get rid of it for just one season, though.
Yeah, no, it is. And to be honest with you, I don't really have a solution. I mean, I always think the same with penalty shootouts. I don't particularly like penalty shootouts to decide a match. But what's the alternative? Like, what is it? What's the solution? Do you know what I mean?
flip a coin.
Yeah, flip a coin, golden goal. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
I think it keeps games interesting. It keeps the teams attacking each other rather than just sitting back. Obviously, the away goal is more desirable to get as well for like the away team. So I don't know. I just think when fans are in the stadium as well, the atmosphere. It just keeps the teams attacking each other, like going at each other rather than just defensive football. So as in like the enjoyment of football, I think it's a really good rule to have. But then I can see why teams like Juventus, like especially last night, why they would want it abolished.
Yeah, exactly. Like Porto had an extra half an hour to score an away goal compared to Juve.
Yeah.
But I just think in extra time they should have get rid of the away goal rule and just go back to normal aggregate rather than so that game would have gone on to penalties, and I think that's a more fair way to decide who goes through than an away goal.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is. I think maybe you are right. Maybe away goals should stay until it's extra time. I think that's a fair point because I'd actually never thought about it like that until you said it, about how some teams get, obviously if it goes to extra time, they get extra time to score an away goal.
Yeah.
I thought about it like that, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
it's either that or after 90 minutes they go straight to pens.
Yeah.
Which they've started doing in the Cup this year due to the pandemic. But I'm not too sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Matt, what's your talking point?
All right. You guys might be wondering why I've got a Germany top on, thinking it's because I'm a funny guy, but it's actually not. There is reason for this.
You're not a funny
because
guy.
Lowe has said that he will be resigning as the German national team manager after this Euros. And my question is, who do you think the next Germany manager is going to be? Do you reckon it'll be Klopp?
I don't know.
I think it'll be Jurgen Klopp.
So I saw on Sky Sports just the other day actually that Klopp responded to this question, and he said something like, I'm the Liverpool manager. I've got however many years left on my contract. Until my contract ends, I'm the Liverpool manager.
Do you think
he's always going to say that, isn't he?
Yeah, I know he's always going to say that. But I feel like, I don't know, he's got this relationship with the club now, hasn't he? That's, I don't know.
I think he'll stay at Liverpool because going to manager is almost like a part-time job in its own way in terms of it's not day to day in the club, like training with the players.
But as Liverpool, where Liverpool are going now, it could be also like a stepping stone for him. So he could do that for a couple of years, and then he could move on to coming back to the club, which I think he might do. Give him maybe a year or two at Liverpool. I think that'd be like the natural route for him to be the German manager of one of the World Cups.
He's always said that he would do that, hasn't he? He's always said he wants to be a Germany manager, but I'm pretty sure he said that he would, with the contract he signed, he always had the ambition of seeing out this contract and then moving on. Like he never said he would stay at Liverpool until he ends his career as a manager. He's always had that ambition of being a Germany manager.
And what better opportunity now than Lowe, who stepped down? Yeah, so that's what I think he would do personally.
Well, he is currently 3-1 on to be an ex-Germany manager, but the outright favourite is Stefan Kuntz, who is the under-21s manager at the minute. So it's not unlikely that you might be seeing Jurgen Klopp in the German national team set up soon. Arsene Wenger has also been mentioned at 16-1.
Yeah,
Arsene Wenger.
I'd love to see him back in management.
It wouldn't surprise me if they were looking at Julian Nagelsmann as well. He's a manager.
Yeah, he's 6-1. Jurgen Klinsmann is 10-1. There's a few names knocking about. I always wonder how they decide who gets odds on to be the next manager.
Whoever places the most money on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you seen those Aberdeen fans?
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah.
Who've got their friend put onto the bookies odds.
Yeah, their friend is 10-1 to manage Aberdeen.
That's funny. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Moving on, who was next for their talking point? Was it Nate?
Oh, good. Yeah. So I was going to talk about towards the end of the season. They talk about bringing fans back, and I just wanted to get people's opinions on whether it's a good thing, not just for fans, but for clubs. Say you're fighting a relegation battle, and you've got an away game that you need to win. Is it unfair that the home team now have all their fans in the stadium when you haven't had that all season?
For me, I want to get fans back in as soon as possible.
Yeah, obviously, as a football fan, you want to be able to go back.
They've only moved it for the Premier League, haven't they? And they've done it so that the last 2 game weeks, so every team has a chance to host the game. So I don't know. I feel every club's going to host a game, every club's not going to host a game. So I don't think it's going to create that much.
If you say you're I don't know, Sheffield United, and your home game is against Man City, and then your away game is against someone that's down in the relegation battle, it's not even there, is it?
You say that Fulham's last game is Newcastle at home.
There you go.
Which could be the decider.
What I'd say is, if your team is going into the last game week still in a position where it might get relegated, I don't think you can come to the end of the season and go, "Oh, well, we got relegated because they had home advantage."
No, but it's just another thing to be added on to that, isn't it?
A factor in the game that's going to change it, isn't it?
Exactly. I'm totally with you that I want to get fans back in the stadiums as quick as possible, but I'm just looking at a different point of view.
I don't necessarily think that it's unfair because, any other season you'd have fans in the stadium anyway. So I think it's a pretty poor excuse to say, "Oh, we lost because they had home fans."
It's also it's not very many fans either. It's maximum 10,000, and it's socially distanced, and you can't imagine the atmosphere being what it is. For the Fulham game, you're not going to have a booming Craven Cottage. Matter of fact, you're probably only going to have 5,000 people there because it's quarter of the capacity, or maybe 7,000 or 8,000. So it's
no. When they trialled it earlier in the season, Norwich were one of the teams that got to have 2,000 fans in, and one of the people that went said it felt like proper pre-season-y. It just didn't feel like normal.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine it would do. I think it
No.
would just be nice for. I think the only people it reaps benefits for is probably the people that get to go into the stadium itself for a bit of normality. I can't imagine it being a massive decider who's picking up the points and stuff like that, because it happened earlier in the season. Some teams had 2,000 fans in, and I don't think it was swinging results then. So
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's unfair. I think the sooner the fans can get back into the stadiums, the better. Personally.
just a quick one to mention while we're talking about fans returning to stadiums, which we'll just talk about Coventry City. I know Lawrence will probably know this, but they've been ground sharing with Birmingham City now for a couple of years. They were kicked out of their stadium. They had an awful time with their owners, but they've just announced over the last week that they're moving back to the Ricoh Arena, which will be good for them because they're a big club. Obviously, they probably feel like they should be batting between the Championship and Premiership because of where they used to be. They're probably about where they belong right now, but hopefully they're moving back home for 10 years, at least give their fans and the club a bit more something to be.
I love that. I'm really glad for Coventry. I can't imagine the hassle for the fans, let alone the players, or just ground sharing with any club, let alone Birmingham. But I do hope they stay up this season. I really do. But they ruined the pitch at St Andrews. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's awful. I don't expect anything else, but the pitch has got so many divots, so many almost potholes in the middle of the pitch. It's awful. You can't play proper football up St Andrews at the minute.
No, but you have to respect the Birmingham a lot for letting them use the ground for the last couple of because they could have easily just ceased to exist, really.
Yeah. It's interesting as well because they're the two teams that occupy the places just above the relegation zone at the minute. It might come down to one of them going down or one of them staying up, especially because Rotherham have.
Coventry have done better at St Andrews than Birmingham have, so.
It's just mental, isn't it? It was weird because we played, Norwich played Birmingham away, Coventry away, and then about 10 days later we played Birmingham away, and it's really like deja vu, really weird. But yeah, really glad for Coventry finally moving back to the Ricoh.
So, is a little question for you. If they play each other and fans are allowed back in the stadium, who gets the home advantage?
Well, they did this 2 years ago. They were ground sharing. It's like the home game, Birmingham get the majority capacity, and then away when it's Coventry's home game, they got the majority capacity. But,
so Birmingham fans had to sit in the away end at St Andrews.
Yeah.
All right, so should we move on to the main section of this episode, which is the 23-man squad of England players that we're going to take to the Euro, that we think we're going to take to the Euros. Like I said at the end of the last episode, we actually have no authority on this.
Unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately.
Oh.
We're saying, oh, this is a squad that's going to the Euros. We don't know, really.
Mate, Gareth's been on my phone all day.
Yeah, I was texting him earlier.
Well,
be listening to your dodgy Chelsea picks, though, Josh.
Mate, he loves Mason Mount. He loves him.
He actually does, though. He really does love Mason Mount.
How are we doing this then, boys? Are we doing a starting 11 and then?
No, goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders.
Attackers.
Yeah, I think that's right.
11 at the end.
Right. Okay.
You want to do an 11 at the end?
Yeah. No, I think we do it the way Matt's done it.
Yeah, no, we'll go positions and then.
I think we save the 11 for another day because that's just an argument.
I think we can do a podcast like a week before the Euros start with our starting 11.
Okay.
We know the squad.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Right.
We need to ideally come up with a formation as well that we will have in mind.
Doesn't matter.
I want to play 4-2-3-1, but I don't know if Gareth agrees.
If you're doing a starting 11, we don't need a formation, do we?
No, I know, but I'm just thinking now. I'm just so excited for the Euros, Nathan. Let me be excited. We're going to win it, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Heard it here first. Heard it here first.
I can't believe Tom was so,
anti-England.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get knocked out in the group stages. We're going to
Matt, you cannot
Scotland.
tell me you're not anti-England. You're wearing a Germany top.
It's true.
Whoa. Can you not like other countries, Tom?
Suppose a bit of a scarf on.
Yeah.
I'll never wear this English shirt again if you lose to Scotland, by the way.
I'm
That's
only
what
wearing a German top because the Queen's German, and I'm just supporting the royal family in this hard moment.
Tina, you ready to do? Ready to
Yeah,
get going?
so I'm having to just quickly reorganise mine because mine's like a big jumble. So I haven't
Nice.
actually organised it into goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, attackers. So
Smart.
yeah, I mean,
Well, I feel like we can start anyway with goalkeepers,
yeah,
right?
Go, yeah. So
Is it not very easy? Do we not all have the same three?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
obvious, surely.
Hang on, can I-
Pickford, Pope, Henderson.
David
Oh,
Jones.
Tom,
Josh's two.
Josh has got two, so I want to know who Josh's two are, so I know who he's left out.
So
Yeah.
it's Pope and Pickford, but you would take Henderson if you were taking three. Like,
Yeah, and he does take 3, and you do take 3.
Okay, cool.
All right, here's one for you boys. Who are you starting? It would for me, it's obviously out of Pope and Pickford because they play week in, week out.
Jordan
I'm
Pickford.
starting Pickford because he's proven it already.
Yeah,
He's
I
also
can
having
agree.
a
I
very
can
quality-
agree more with Tom.
And he's
He's
a
having a
good
very
and he's a
good
good
season as
England
well.
keeper. I
Yeah,
know
he's
like
proved
last season
well
with
for
Everton he wasn't too good, but he's a very good England keeper.
He has
Passionate
made,
as well.
he's made 0 errors leading to goals in an England shirt. I mean, what more do
Yeah,
you want?
well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
He does
Definitely
put that out
Pickford.
for England.
Obviously, he'd made that mistake in that. Well, who was it against? Denmark, wasn't it? That was just a massive kerfuffle of just so many things going wrong for the penalty, and I don't blame him for that. But
Yeah.
Jordan Pickford is my number 1, and I
Yeah.
think he's Gareth's number 1 as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listening
Tina,
to
who's your
them,
number
I
one?
don't know if any of you listened to Robert Green on Monday, but it sounds like it's very important for everyone to know who the number 1 is going into the competition as well, because he seems apparently Fabio Capello didn't quite like the idea of telling people who was going to be playing, so he just got to sort of like youth football. You get to the day a couple hours before the game, you're oh yeah, you're the keeper that's starting today, and then it's all of a sudden getting ready for a game that you didn't know you were starting.
It's a
Yeah, I
different
totally
ball
agree.
game as well, isn't it? When you're playing for your club and you might not know until the day, but playing for England, playing for your country, playing in a World Cup or a European Championship, you gotta have that mentality early, haven't you? So yeah, I think you definitely have to know who's.
Yeah, I agree.
it's a difficult one because I think personally I would like to see Pope as number 1, but you can't not pick Pickford. because,
Yeah, exactly.
Pope has
Yeah.
got time though as well, isn't he?
like, he's
Got time on his side.
yeah.
It isn't the thing that Pope has done. It's the thing that Pickford's done. Like he hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
wrong.
spot on actually.
Like,
Yeah, that is-
is it in the Premier League? If you weren't looking at international games at all, if you just had to look solely at Premier League performances, I would pick Pope because I think
I think you do
I think he's
at
the
club level, yeah.
I think
I don't know.
Pickford's
I
having a
think
quality
Pickford's been
season.
really, really good in the Premier League this season. In that
Yeah, I
Merseyside derby in
agree.
particular, he was very good.
yeah.
I didn't watch the Chelsea Everton game the other day, but I saw a Chelsea fan tweet: if it wasn't for Jordan Pickford, it would be 6-0 by now.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true as well. Like he had a phenomenal game against Chelsea, arguably Everton's best player.
He's only 27 as well. He's still got. But think about how many major competitions he's probably got ahead
He's
of
still
him.
got at least another World Cup in it. World
Yeah.
Cup in it, hasn't he?
I
At least, maybe even 2.
because I think from my memories anyway, like looking at previous England squads, we've always had all right goalkeepers. Like we've never had like multiple good goalkeepers. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I think Pope and Pickford are like it's a good problem to have. Do you know what I mean?
It's a good
Yeah.
headache, isn't it, for Gareth Southgate?
It's the
Yeah, we know
sentiment
agreed
that
on
goes along with
goalkeepers.
Pickford as well. It's the sentiment of the whole Colombia penalty shootout that I
Yeah.
just
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
He's a fan favourite, isn't he? For the
Yeah,
England
he is,
supporters.
So defenders then. How many defenders are we saying? How many
But
defenders?
I've gone for 7. I've got
Yeah,
we
I've
three
got
said
centre
seven.
backs.
Seven's.
I've got
Yeah.
3 centre halves and 2 left backs, 2 right backs.
Yeah.
Should we go right to left?
So
Yeah, we'll do the 2 right
I-
backs first, then the defenders, then the left
So-
backs.
full disclaimer, I've got too many players. So in this video or in this podcast, I will be trimming them down. So looking at defenders now, I've currently got 10.
So Sina, can I suggest that we'll all go through the defenders,
Yeah.
you list it in, and then you have to narrow yours down to the 7.
Or do you want me to read out my 10 and then we can decide the 7 from my 10?
Yeah, but if you've got certain names missing, you're getting a slap.
Yeah, exactly. If
Well-
Bruno Fernandes isn't in your defenders, we're kicking off.
Whatever you want to do, boys.
Go right
Start
back
from-
first.
right
backs.
backs, centre backs, left backs.
So who's going first?
You're
How
telling
many
us your
right
right backs.
How many right backs have you got?
3.
None. Tell us your right
Three.
backs.
So,
33.
so my right backs are Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of 4. Kind of 4. Oh.
I will
See,
take
no,
5 at
right,
the back if Josh is in charge.
So Cena
Spit it
can't
out,
go
boys.
first because
Right.
it's gonna take too long.
So my 4 right backs are Trent, Kyle Walker, Trippier, and Reece James.
Okay.
See,
Well,
Okay.
I
you
would.
get rid of Reece James.
Why though?
I say,
Why get rid of Reece James?
yeah. Do you get
Because
rid of
there's
Reece
2
James?
better right backs.
These are my 2. I've got Trent because obvious, and I've got Kyle Walker because again obvious, and also he can play centre back.
Yeah.
Then
He can play centre back.
That's what I've picked.
I've got Kieran Trippier as my other right back.
going off the Pickford conversation. Trippier's amazing in an England shirt.
Yeah, but Trippier's been suspended from football for 5 months,
He's not
and
playing.
he's
He
going to
hasn't
miss
played regular
weight.
football.
He's going to have missed too much football for me to want to bring him along. Because in that case, why would I want to bring Trippier along in front of someone like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's playing every week, playing all right, or or Reece
Trippier would
James?
get in my team normally. Don't get me wrong. Like, he is a very good player for England, and I do like him. But it's just the issue of, he's had that suspension. He can't.
Yeah.
Never played. You can't take.
Trippier is still currently playing though.
Yeah.
He played the other day in the Madrid derby and was one of the best players on the pitch.
Mm.
This is a thing. So if there's been talk about his ban not happening or his ban happening late or anything like that. So in my point of view, if his ban doesn't happen or his ban happens late, he's my starting right back for England.
Yeah. So
That's the way I see it.
it's all dependent on. It's all dependent on whether he's banned or not.
What I would
if
say
he wasn't
is
banned, no, go on.
if you were to bring Trippier though, you couldn't drop Kyle Walker for him. It would
And
have
you
to be
couldn't
Trent.
drop Trent.
It would
Yeah.
have to be Trent you drop in.
But
Because
then Trent hasn't had a good season.
He hasn't.
He hasn't. But on
He
his
is
day,
not having a good season. Reece James is having a better season than Trent, which is why I put Reece James down as I couldn't decide between those 2.
Also, as well, regardless of what we decide here, I think Reece James is on the plane anyway. Like, genuinely.
Nah, I don't think
I think Southgate is.
he's either starting or I don't even think he's on the plane. It's one of those for me if Reece James is going, because I'd rather Trent be coming on than Reece James if I wasn't going to put Trent in the starting lineup. That makes sense?
Yeah.
But personally, I do believe that Gareth Southgate will take Reece James. See this?
Yeah, but
this
he's
is
got
the
enough
other
space
thing, because we're deciding who we would take and who deserves to go or whatever. But Southgate does it a completely different way.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
that's
we're
why
just
we're
doing
doing our
we're just doing
thing.
we're just doing us, Josh. What you think, not Southgate.
I think Reece
No.
James does deserve to go.
if Trippier's banned, I'm picking Kyle Walker as my second right back.
I'd take Walker no matter what.
Yeah, I'll take.
Yeah.
I'll take him no matter what, because he can play centre back as well.
But
Yeah.
you
So-
say
so
that,
the
but
real-
for me, I'm not
The
playing
question
centre
is
back.
the question is Trent or Trippier.
Trent, Trippier, or James?
Trent or Trippier.
Or James.
Or James.
James isn't going.
James is having
Me,
James
Lawrence,
is
me,
having a
Lawrence, and
better
Nate
season
all
than Trent.
very agreed that James isn't going for us.
Yeah.
The thing is, as well,
All right.
I know Matt massively disagrees with this, but Reece James is better defensively than Trent.
I don't massively disagree with that.
I think it's just different. Like, Trent.
I think
experience
experience-wise, isn't it?
I think Reece James is a wasted box-to-box midfielder being played right back at the moment. So
I think as well, Trent has probably got more experience in competitions. Well, I say I think he does. He's won the Champions League, isn't he? Big game player. So I'd probably say for me actually be Walker and Trent. Speaking about it,
and Trent's been with England before. He's been in the setup for a while now.
Yeah.
He knows Gareth. And
can I ask why Aaron Wan-Bissaka has not been mentioned?
Not good enough.
Second in the league,
You know what?
Manchester United.
I don't think he gets close, but I don't think
He's
Yeah,
not
that's
far
it.
off.
the fact that he's talking about joining the Democratic Republic of Congo tells me he doesn't even think he's good enough for the England squad.
The issue is, right, if we didn't have the right backs that we do, he would be one of the first names to go into that defence. But the fact that you have the likes of Kyle Walker, Trent,
Yeah, you're on that.
he's a very good defender, but going forward, he just doesn't.
No.
If we're playing,
And
if we're playing
Gareth,
four at the back,
Gareth likes.
Defender.
Yeah, but Gareth doesn't always like to go 4 at the back. He does like to play 5 or 3. So I think it's important that your right backs can do both. And Wan-Bissaka.
but let's just say, right, we're in the quarterfinals. We're playing. Let's just say we're playing France, and we're winning 2-0. We need to go defensive, and you're bringing on Aaron Wan-Bissaka against Kylian Mbappe. He's
you
going to do a
can't-
better job than what Trent is going to do.
You can't waste a player just for the hope of that situation.
If that's the case, you're going to play Kyle Walker anyway.
You think?
You
Yeah.
go through at the back and play
Yeah,
Kyle Walker.
I mean, it depends because, say, for example, we are playing France. I think Southgate probably would play 5 at the back and play Walker as like a right
Yeah.
back.
That's like the central
I
centre
agree.
back, and he can just drift.
I'd personally be happy if Trippier went instead of Trent. I
So would
think
I.
I'd go with Trent.
Yeah.
So just before we finalise, can I just make a prediction? Max Aarons will be in the squad the next World Cup. I'm putting out there now.
You can
had
make
people
that
from
prediction, but you're going to look
Barcelona,
silly in 2
from
years'
Bayern
time.
Munich wanting him. Barcelona and Bayern both wanted him. Big
If
club,
Norwich,
big game player.
Yeah,
quality
but he's
player.
going to end up joining Everton.
yeah, if Norwich
team.
get promoted, then he joins a better team. Then I can see it, but not.
Yeah, he's not
But
staying
then
with
he-
us next season. I don't.
But then again, Trent's still going to be about, isn't he? And Reece James is going to be about. He's been doing it at a high level longer than him.
Max Aarons, mate, you'll see.
I'm willing to place money on the fact that Reece James is on the plane for the Euros.
Boys, do you want me to write down the final positions?
So I'm doing it here, Tom. So we're saying that Walker.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
The Walker and Trent.
Walker and Trent. It's Walker and Trent.
I'm saying that we're not taking Trippier because we don't know whether he's going to be banned or not.
Yeah.
No, he'll be off his bound money, but it's just the fact that he wouldn't have played.
Well,
before.
I
Playing
started
time.
yet,
Yeah,
is
he's
it?
playing time. Yeah. So
Oh, is it not?
No, he played
Hmm.
2-3 days ago.
he played. Yeah.
No, that.
Yeah,
played-
yeah.
he played with
His ban's still being reviewed, but it might come into place before the Euros.
Yeah,
open.
this is why he's in my team.
Walker
He'll
and
play.
Walker and Trent.
Only for that reason, we're not taking him.
Yeah,
Walker and Trent.
So
because if he plays up until then, he's arguably our best starting right back.
So we're doing
Yeah.
3 centre backs. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
okay.
3.
I've got.
I think the first 2 are obvious.
Yeah, Maguire and Stones, right?
Yeah,
Maguire and
Stones.
Stones. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 4.
And then my third is Michael Keane.
Hang on,
Mine's
can I hear
Michael
who
Keane as well.
Josh's 4 is? I'm guessing you've got Maguire and Stones. Can I hear the other 2?
Yeah, Maguire, Stones, Connor Cody, and Mings.
Mings. Okay,
Mings.
I've got Tyrone Mings because you need a left-footed centre back.
I don't like Tyrone Mings.
I agree.
I wanted Michael Keane, but you need a left-footed centre back to bring along.
But I
And he
You
can play left back.
don't need a left footed centre back. to bring
I
on.
think you do, especially if you want to be able to play 5 at the back as well at times.
but
That's what
we
I've
got
got
to
Mings.
semi-finals without a left footed centre back.
And we'd lost.
You don't-
Again,
you
I've
need
gone.
a left footed centre back. Oh yeah, fair one. Too fair. If Tyrone Mings was started in that game, we would have gone through.
Good enough. Don't know. I mean,
even with the season that they're having, I think Connor Cody is better than Keane.
Really?
nah.
No,
Michael
I don't.
Michael Keane's very underappreciated because he's like
There's a reason for that, Matt.
no. there
Connor
isn't.
Cody isn't having a good season.
No, Connor Cody had one good season. He appears on Sky Sports and he seems like a nice guy, so people love him. But the truth is, Michael Keane turns up every
Michael
week.
Keane is underappreciated. I say. As
You
well.
never hear a Michael Keane bad performance, really.
He's getting managed
You
under
don't.
Ancelotti, don't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
If you asked
I'd
me this
still,
a year ago, I
I've
want Connor
personally
Cody
said,
there.
I've personally said Mings still.
Mings was close.
I would say me.
Like Mings would be there if Keane got injured, but for me, it's got to be Keane.
Okay, so there's 2 for Mings, 2 for Keane. So Nathan is the decider.
Nathan Keane or Mings?
I've got Mings on mine, but
Yes.
Oh, Mings it is then. Mings it is.
I wouldn't
I
be
think he's
upset
so
if Michael
overrated.
Keane went.
I think he's so
like
overrated.
Keane. Don't get me wrong, he's such a good player. But yeah,
No,
So
I
the-
do
the
like
big-
Mings. I do like
The
Mings.
big reason for Mings again is because you only get 23 men, and he played at left back at times under Gareth Southgate. He got played there a little bit, so it's like he can play elsewhere.
yeah.
I
Why
think
would
that's
we
what
need a
it
left
is.
back though? Why would we
Because
need a
you just-
spare left back?
Because you just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you can't bring him just in case he's needed at left back.
No, but it's why bring Kyle Walker and say, oh, but you can play at centre back. That's what I'm on about. I'm saying like Mings can
I did
cover
want Cole
areas.
Walker.
Mings can cover areas on the pitch.
You
Like,
didn't
he
want Carl
brings-
Walker?
No, I had Trippier and Trent.
Oh, wow.
So you're actually saying that you don't want Carl Walker to go?
No, because I play for me. I would play 4 at the back, and 2 right backs and 3 centre backs is enough to pay 4 at the back.
All right, so the 3 centre backs: Harry Maguire, Stones, and Mings.
Yeah.
All right, right backs,
I'm
left backs,
Right backs.
I'm willing to bet that we've probably all got the same left backs.
No, we
Yeah.
don't. But no, we don't because someone doesn't.
So Ben Chilwell and Luke
Nath
Shaw.
doesn't. Nath
No,
doesn't have
no,
one.
I do.
You got Chilwell.
You changed your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben
Oh, you
Chilwell.
I got
Luke Shaw,
Luke Shaw, Chilwell, Shaw
On the
starts at the moment.
basis, my basis was because I did have Cresswell, but I put Trent in. Personally, I think Cresswell was having a better season than Chilwell, but I put Trent into my team and he's not having a good season. And I do agree that Chilwell is probably, as a whole, the best English left back that we have.
Yeah, I
So-
agree.
So I put him in instead of Cresswell, and then I've got Luke Shaw there as well.
I went Shaw and Chilwell, but my problem was I had to leave out Bukayo Saka to do it, which was a bit annoying. But
See, the thing
Yeah,
is there,
so I
I've
didn't
worked
know.
my way around it.
No, it's difficult, isn't it?
I've put Saka as a midfielder because I wanted him in my team because he can play anywhere on that left side.
Yeah.
yeah, but he just doesn't need to get in ahead of the.
I
He's got
love
his time. He's got his
Bukayo
time to come.
Yeah,
as
that's
they
what I
say.
Yeah,
think.
if he's not getting a left back, he's certainly not getting in midfield and attack for me.
Yeah.
I've got
That's
a
the
very
reason I haven't
attacking
chosen him.
midfield and front.
Wait, hang on, Matt. Who were your two?
Shaw and Chilwell.
Sure.
yeah, that,
Yeah, I think
that-
everyone
that's
had Shaw
unanimous.
and Chilwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, unanimous decision. Shaw and Chilwell.
So, obviously going off current form, Shaw starts. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
I think
it.
so, yeah.
He's
Current
got it.
form, yeah. Ability, Chilwell.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so
I think-
our goalkeepers so far: Pickford, Pope, and Henderson. Defenders are Trent, Walker, Mings, Maguire, Stones, Shaw, and Chilwell.
You know what's mad? Every single one of my players is in ATM.
Can't believe we're taking Toroming.
He will go though. You know he will.
He's
Yeah,
so
I think he
overrated
will
in my
go.
opinion. I really don't
I
like
can't
him.
believe that you didn't want to take Carl Walker.
Yeah, because Trippier's a better right back.
That's harsh. I rate
So
Walker. He's well past.
So when we
Yeah,
do
so
the
do I.
midfields, when we do the midfielders, how are we going to do the midfielders actually?
Wait, by the way,
I just want to hear Josh's whole squad.
For midfielders, I've got they're all either defensive midfielders, number 8s or number 10s, right?
Yeah,
you've
so
not got
we're-
any right mids or left mids.
No, because I've left them for the attackers,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all right.
for like the right wingers.
Okay, so
So I
Bukayo
think we should
Saka is
do-
the left mid for me, and he's in my midfield.
What are you playing? 4-4-2. Like Bassett.
Yeah, what should you playing?
No, because I've got so many forwards that I just wanted to fit him in somewhere.
Okay,
my
so
team is
for
very
the
attacking boys. That's our strength. That's what I've got with. All right.
Can I name 2 players that I think everyone's going to have in there?
Yeah, go on.
Declan Rice and Jordan Henderson.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and Mason Mount, by the
Maybe
way.
the 2 first names.
I've also got Mason Mount.
Yeah, so I think there's 3 that we can all straight away agree on.
I haven't put Mount in mine.
Yeah, I knew
Wow.
Nate because Nate said he only had one
Wow.
Chelsea player.
I think Declan Rice is massively underrated, but he's going.
Wait,
Underrated or overrated?
underrated.
Underrated.
well then
No, he's not.
I
He's
pray
not.
to God he
This
never ends up at
this
Chelsea.
season, nobody can deny how good he's been. But as a whole, I've just
Indeed.
always thought that he was overrated. I don't think.
Well-
I don't think
But
particularly.
like you've just said he's having an outstanding season.
But he's overrated.
You just said he's having an outstanding season for West Ham, who are doing very well this season, but he's overrated.
It's not like
How does
anyone
that
said,
make
"Oh
sense?
yeah, he should win the Ballon d'Or."
Yeah, it's not like he's the best player in the Premier League.
No, he's not. But I personally, I think the better, and Matt's going to kick off here. The better out of those 2 West Ham midfielders is
They
Soucek.
don't play the same.
but he's not
position, you
English.
mong.
Yeah,
He's not English.
Yeah, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make.
There's no better defensive midfielder in the Prem than Rice.
Wow.
That's
See,
bold.
that's
That's a bold claim. But we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, that's a lie as well. But
Yeah.
No, it's not
So,
a lie. Name one.
N'Golo Kante.
He's been a nothing player for 3 years now. Go on.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, so Rice and Henderson. Does everyone
Yeah,
except
so they-
Nate have Mount?
Right. So
Yeah.
So I've got Rice, Henderson, and Mount. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
Tom.
you have-
got them.
Right.
I've got Rice, Henderson, and Mount. Yeah. Can I name my other 3? Can I name my other 3?
There's 4. I've got 4 more here.
Yeah, 4
I've
more,
got-
but I'm going to name 3. I think Winks goes for me, Barnes, and Lingard.
Barnes.
No, I disagree
Barnes
with
is
all of them.
Barnes is about to miss this. Yeah, I've got Harry Winks, but he was the one player I wrote down who I'd be like, I'd be happy if someone said someone better because I just couldn't think of.
Spurs fans hate Harry Winks at the minute. Trust me.
Spurs fans don't know their left from their right, mate. So
How are
Yeah,
you?
Ollie Skip is playing incredibly at Norwich at the minute, and they want to swap him for Harry Winks.
So
How are you boys setting out? Because what I've done is I've got 4 players that could play like a holding midfield role, and then I've got 3 like attacking midfielders.
I've got
I'm the same. I've got the same.
I've got 2 CDMs, 2 number 8s. Oh no, 3 number 8s, 2 CDMs. Well,
I'll
no,
tell you what.
sorry,
I'll tell you what, let's all just name the other 4 players that we've got. Let's go in order.
I've got
Name
5.
the other 4
I don't
players.
have that.
wait.
Oh.
So it depends because there's a certain player that plays midfield for England which doesn't play midfield for their club.
Careful what you say here, because who
You
is
talking
it?
about Grealish?
Eric Dyer.
Yeah, I'm talking about Grealish.
No, he's a forward.
No, he doesn't play. He doesn't play midfield for
He
England.
plays
Doesn't play
left
centre
wing.
mid.
He doesn't.
He plays left
He's a
wing.
forward. He's a
He's
forward.
yeah.
100% a forward.
So you're right. Okay, all right. Well, as long as he goes, that's fine.
But I'll just name my other 4 then.
Go on.
Name your 4.
So Bukayo Saka. I've got Eric Dyer, James Ward-Prowse, and James Madison.
Okay.
Right,
I've got.
Matt, you name yours.
I also have Ward-Prowse.
Hang on a minute.
Sorry, boys. Sorry. It's calm.
I also have Ward-Prowse, and I've also got James Madison because I think they're shoe-ins. And if you guys haven't written his name down, because I was going to say him in the guarantees, but I feel like you might have forgot about him. Phil Foden.
No, he's a forward for me.
He's a forward for me.
What? He's not playing right wing or left wing or striker. He's going
Well,
to
he
be
is for
playing...
me.
Yeah, he is.
What?
He is for me.
How is he a striker, boys? What
He's
is
not a forward.
He's not a striker. He's like a
striker.
right winger, right forward.
He's not a right winger.
He is for me.
Go on the last
He can't-
England
he can't-
call-ups, and he was in midfield protection. He's a midfielder.
Matt, you just lied. Matt, when I was doing my research yesterday, I went on the England squad that got called up for the friendlies or the Euro Nations League. And he's listed as a forward.
No.
Wait.
What do you mean no?
Yeah, sorry, the FA website has lied.
Yeah. I believe it has.
You ready?
He's a
Here we
right
go.
forward.
Hang on. Let me work my. Wait, where is he?
Forward. Yeah, spot on.
They've made a
He's a
mistake
forward.
there.
So that's
He's
why
a
he's in
forward.
my forwards.
They've made a mistake there. He's not a forward.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so
He doesn't
Matt's
play
right. The
central.
FA is wrong.
He doesn't
Yeah.
play central for Man City.
Oh, that's not. That's. Oh.
Football.
He does. He plays centre mid. He plays centre mid.
He doesn't.
He played
doesn't-
centre mid last time he played for England. He
Mate,
played number.
He just played in Cam. He did.
Yeah, which is midfielders.
So why are we not playing Grealish as a midfielder?
No, Grealish didn't play fucking.
He
He
did.
played on the
He
left.
didn't. He didn't.
Played
He
on the
didn't. He
left.
played left forward. He played left forward.
No.
Right.
He did.
And well, this is going to go down to a vote here then. Is Foden a centre? Is Foden midfielder or forward? Because in my opinion,
Forward.
he's a midfielder.
He's in my forward. He's in my
Centre
forward
forward.
list.
I don't know who I'm taking out of my forwards to put Foden in because I want him to
So
go.
he's in Nave's midfield. He's in my midfield. Look,
He's
it's
in my
Josh.
forward.
Josh, is he midfielder or a forward for you?
He's a forward.
There you
What
go.
the
Right,
fuck?
so he's a forward.
You put
So he's a
Grealish in your
forward.
midfield, but put Foden in your forwards.
Mate, you put Foden in your midfield.
Phil Foden, that beautiful right winger. Oh my god. Oh, I'm talking to. Oh, I'm livid about that. I'm actually livid.
I don't know who I'm taking out of my attack.
Yeah, now I've got to take someone out of my forwards.
And the Football Association is wrong.
Well, that's
Yeah.
it. Grealish isn't going now. That's fine.
whoa.
Even
Why is
Phil
Grealish
Foden
not going?
himself is wrong.
Well, because I've got to take a forward out, mate. I'm taking Grealish out. I've just decided.
Just put one more forward in there instead of a midfielder.
So midfield so far, we've got Mount, Henderson, Rice. I think we all got Madison, right?
Yeah.
Right, so he's
Winks.
No, not for me. Not in a million years.
Not
Take
Wales.
Ollie Skip
Ward-Prowse.
before you take Harry Winks.
no, yeah, not Winks.
Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
I've got Dyer as well. Eric Dyer.
Link.
Love
no,
Eric
no,
Dyer.
no, I do not want Dyer on that plane.
No, I don't
no.
want him on it.
Listen, the only reason is right. He can play centre back. He can
But
play.
you've got
defensive
Rice
mid.
and Walker that can play centre
Yeah,
back.
who can?
Don't need him. Don't need him.
Madison,
play Eric Dyer, centre back
Lingard.
before I play
Lingard
Declan.
goes.
I don't like Dyer, and I wouldn't want him to start.
Say
But
that you've got Rice that can play right back.
I'd
North
rather,
centre back.
I'd
goes
rather
on
play Harry Winks than play Eric Dyer. I've got Winks.
To tell you what's annoying about this, Matt, is you know full well Eric Dyer's on that plane.
yeah,
No, he's not. He's not. He won't go. He won't go. He won't be in the
100%.
squad.
In that team.
Better not.
What
be.
about what were we saying about Lingard?
nah.
Not done it for long enough yet.
Why wasn't Eric Dyer in the last England squad?
Have you seen the last England squad?
Yeah.
A
Declan
lot of
Rice was there.
players
Henderson.
weren't in that
Winks
last
was
England
there.
squad.
Phil Foden as an attacker.
Hang on. Have we? All right. You guys have put Phil Foden as an attacker. We've got to put Grealish as a midfielder then, if we're going off the FA website, right?
Like I said.
Yeah,
That's
no, I know
annoying me.
you said that, Josh, but it is Foden's a midfielder, Grealish is an attacker. But if they've got Grealish as an attacker and Foden as a
That,
midfielder,
to be fair, that kind of helps me out because then I can put Grealish on midfield.
Yeah, to be fair, I can just swap them to either now.
so we'll have to
Yeah.
put Grealish in mid, which makes no. Can we not just say Mount's the midfielder and put Grealish up front?
Mount is a midfielder.
No, sorry,
Foden.
Foden's a midfielder and put Grealish up front. We not just do that.
What
No, I've changed
does it
mine
make?
now.
They're both
Go on.
going.
You know this argument where Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, and James Maddison, no, you can only take two. I love how we're just taking all three. We said no to the system. We're taking all three.
So
But-
Foden's in
Yeah,
our
no.
midfield now, right? So we've got Rice, Henderson,
No,
Mount.
no. Foden is an attacker. Grealish is a
Grealish is
midfielder.
midfield.
Yeah. Like I
Which
said,
makes Josh right, which makes all of us idiots.
Actually, yeah, it does make Josh right, so we'll just swap it back over.
So we've got six. We've agreed on six midfielders, right? Jordan Henderson, Declan Rice, Mason Mount, James Maddison, Jack Grealish, James Ward-Prowse.
Yes.
We've got
We
to
need
decide
one
on
more.
one last one.
We need one more.
wait, hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You know,
Yeah, so we've got 6.
We need
You've also
7. We
taken
need
Dele
7.
Alli.
If you guys had,
No.
have your heart set on bringing another CDM, then I'd rather bring Calvin Phillips. I don't like it.
No, I'm not bringing.
I don't
Calvin
like-
Phillips.
no, I'm not
bringing.
that Calvin
Who
Phillips
did you
is
say,
shit.
Nate? I'm not bringing.
Dele Alli.
I'm not bringing Dele Alli.
What's his name? Southgate loves him, doesn't he? But he will
Yeah.
take.
If
I-
he
I
gets
don't.
back into the Tottenham squad, I'd bring him. But I'm going to say Lingard.
Quite well for England.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm going to say Lingard because
You've just
If
done it for like
Lingard-
5 games.
no, but let's just say
Every
to the
game.
end of the season, he's got the same games goal contributions.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
he's
I get
gotta
that,
be
but he
going,
hasn't
innit?
played-
It's
He
got-
hasn't
I
played
said-
first team football in over a year. He's played very well for like 6 games in a West Ham team that were already doing well.
And then, Tom, you can
Doesn't
say
matter.
that about you.
I said this to you a couple
Okay, in
weeks
that case,
ago.
then you
He
take Mikel Antonio then.
That's
I
what
said a
mean.
couple
You
weeks
can say that
ago.
about you.
I said
Like,
a
you
couple
can
weeks
say that
ago
about
he
Dele
won't
Alli.
stop. Jesse Lingard will keep his form up for the rest of the season. If you watch him play, he's the best player on the pitch every game West Ham play. Every game. And that's not just West Ham's team, that's the pitch.
Not Declan Rice then, Matt, like you said the other week.
Rice, man.
No, just Jesse Lingard, mate, focal point of the team. Everything goes through. He's like Dimitri Payet when he was at West Ham. Everything goes through him.
I'm taking Lingard anyway.
He's done
He's
it
in
for
my
like
team.
6 games, though.
Two- How many?
I wrote down. I never even wrote
He
down
did it.
Lingard. I've
He
got
did it.
Winks
He did
written
it at the
down.
last World Cup as well for England. He did play
Yeah,
very
that
well
was
at the
what?
last World Cup.
Oh, that was ages ago.
How many attackers get taken in the squad?
6.
6.
Jesus.
If we're being serious, I've written down Winks though. So
If 3 of you have written down Winks, then we take Winks, but I don't want to take.
I had Winks written down as well.
Nave, did you?
No.
Good. Thank the Lord.
So
Who's
so what's the
another
midfield
midfielder?
then? So it's
We need another
so it's
midfielder.
Henderson, Rice, Maddison, Grealish,
Mount.
Mount and James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse.
Price.
James Wood
Price. Mate,
Right,
just combine 2 players.
Cena,
and
write those down.
Captain Price.
Ward Winks.
I'll take
Wait,
notes as well, shall we?
write
Hang
down.
on. So can we all just so 2 of us have said Winks and 2 have said Dyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the only one? So Josh is the only one. Josh just has to decide and vote on those 2.
So we need 7, yeah?
Yeah.
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 Dyer's
Wait, hang on.
when
How many defensive midfielders have we got?
Oh,
So-
I count Henderson and Rice as defensive midfield.
Yeah.
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 And then James Ward-Prowse is more defensive.
Ward
He
Prowse
could.
can play there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
in my opinion, Foden and Mount can play number 8, and Winks is a number 8.
I don't think Winks is good enough.
Matt, Cena, you got to decide between Winks and
not going for me.
who?
Dyer's not going for me, but I don't think Winks is.
Alright, so
Well, you've got to pick one though.
you've got to
No,
pick
he
one.
doesn't.
because,
There has to be more.
Who said Lingard?
I said Lingard.
Tom said Lingard. I do also want to see Lingard go. However, the problem is there's just so many like players that play his position at the moment. They're just
Yeah.
Who are have been doing it
Winks.
for longer periods.
Winks is good in an England shirt. He can play in centre mid. He's okay. He's decent with the ball at his feet. He's plays
He
under.
could play that holding role as well.
But again, though, we're debating this, but we all know full well that Southgate's going to end up taking Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Southgate. It's our team.
Yeah.
So who are you choosing, Winks or Dyer?
I'm having to go Winks. Dyer's not going anywhere near it.
All right, well there you go.
I can't believe Winks is going. I really can't.
Tina, read out
every
the midfield.
single one of my players is on the plane so far, boys.
So Mount,
Tina,
that's
read out the
sick,
midfield.
Maddison, Ward-Prowse, Grealish, and Winks.
Oh, I need another attacker now.
Well, no,
Six
'cause you
attackers,
can
yeah.
just
1,
put-
2, 3, 4.
Oh no, because you already put Foden as an attack. God knows how. All right, attackers. Kane.
Do you know what?
But
Kane.
surely these attackers are easy, by the way.
Yeah, there's surely these. I've got 5 here that you should have.
Kane, Sancho, Sterling, Rashford, Grealish.
I don't have
Yeah.
Rashford.
I've got one more.
What? You don't have Rashford?
No. Well, I can now, to be
What?
fair, because I can now because Grealish isn't there.
Not put
What?
Rashford.
He wasn't even. He wasn't even
'Cause I've got-
starting like.
Because I've got Calvert Lewin.
Yeah, I've got Calvert-Lewin as
No.
well.
Yeah, I've got Calvert-Lewin as well.
I've got Kane, Sterling, Foden, Sancho, Rashford, Calvert-Lewin.
I mean, I could have that as well. Rashford can just make it into my team, so I've got one spare spot.
Oh, can he?
Just,
God,
Just
how lucky! How lucky of
Yeah, you're right. How lucky.
I've got
just make it into this. Oh my
Kane,
god!
Sancho, Sterling, Calvert-Lewin, and Grealish, but Grealish and Foden obviously swap over. So
Yeah,
Wait, Dobbo,
I've done
what's-
this.
Dobbo,
I've done the same.
Dobbo, what's the reason for Rashford just making your team?
I just don't think he's had an excellent season, to be honest, mate.
He's got 10 goals, 10 assists, I think, and he plays
Yeah.
the wing. That's good.
Yeah,
That's he's second in the league with Manchester United.
And I saw it was a Sky Sports stat, so it was a bit of a dodgy stat, I think, but it was something like there's only 2 under 23 players in world football that have got more goal contributions than him, and it was Haaland and Mbappe.
Yeah, it's 9 goals and 7 assists in 28 matches.
Oh, sorry.
that's not bad. That's more than one every 2 games. That's like
So
one every-
16 goal contributions in 28 matches. It's not bad, but I don't know.
Oh, it's not
I've
bad.
watched him recently.
Rashford as well. He can change
Rashford-
the game. Like even
Oh,
if he started,
That's a stinky comment from you, Lawrence. That Rashford just makes your team.
All right.
That is,
For me, Rashford only just doesn't get into the starting 11.
yeah.
Rashford's nowhere near the starting 11.
He does start. He does
no
because
one
Sancho
near.
doesn't.
Oh
Because
my God.
Sancho doesn't. So it's Kane, Sterling, Rashford.
Sancho starts to me.
I think Sancho starts on the right.
Yeah, so do I.
Sancho blows.
Rashford in the
Sancho
50s.
blows so hot and cold. He's not even having a great season at Dortmund, really.
What,
and
4
he's-
goals,
and
4
he's
games, 4 assists. 4 games, 4 goals, 1 assist.
He's particularly not done anything great for England.
Kane, Sterling, and Foden start. For me.
Yeah, but Lawrence, going back to the Lingard situation, if you're saying that about Sancho, he's not been doing it for long enough.
No, sorry, that's in the random cup league. Sorry, I didn't read the right one.
I was going to say.
Foden starts for me, but he starts in Cam, so that's not it.
I play 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, me too.
But and Foden's my Cam, Rashford on the left, Kane up front, Sterling on the right.
I think the
and-
5 at the back system really works for England.
No, we're not good at defending. We're good at attacking. So that's what I'm playing to my strengths on here.
But hang on, I feel like we've all got the same names then, right? Kane, Sancho, Sterling, Rashford, Foden, Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin, yeah.
Kane, Sterling.
I love Calvert-Lewin.
I'd be very tempted to bring Bamford instead.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, mate.
Having a very good season, and he's
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I,
don't get me wrong.
I don't like Calvert-Lewin I don't rate him at all, really.
I think he's quality, mate. He's probably the best in the air in the Premier League. I'd say. Strikers
Go
wise.
forward.
strikers, I mean, not
Strikers
in
wise.
general. Well, no, I'd say Antonio's
Not-
better in the air, but
Better than
If we're saying in the Premier League, it's got to be Giroud, isn't it?
yeah.
No, I say Calvert-Lewin's better than Giroud in the air.
But then, I guess you said Rashford's not going to the Euros, so
No, he's in my teammate. He just makes it. Sixth
Right,
player.
can we all say though that I think it's a bit unfair on Saka?
Yeah, that's why I put him into midfielder. I really like him.
It is unfair, but yeah, he's gonna have his time. He's so young.
Like, be in that team. You just
the amount of
mature. You can't just chuck him in and.
England have got such a history of picking players at ridiculously young ages to come to major tournaments, and it just doesn't get anywhere really. Like the last time it was really successful was Rooney, and then he ended back in the Euros in like 2002 or whenever it was.
Thing is, though,
or Michael Owen.
I'm a big believer.
Michael Owen as well, another one.
And I think although Arsenal aren't having the best season, I think Saka's having a very good season. He's easily.
I love Saka.
He'll probably be in that 27-man squad that plays the couple games before, but I just don't think that.
It's the fact he can play anywhere on that left wing as well.
Yeah,
I really like him.
We're
really lucky. We're really lucky.
I think Saka. In a different world, I probably wouldn't take Winks and I'd put Saka in.
I would prefer that.
It is tough. The centre mid position's like the one that's
yeah.
The starting 11 is good, but when you get off of that, when it comes to those two centre mids,
obviously
even Ward-Prowse, I like Ward-Prowse, but he's not great.
Like, he's not world class. He's not a world.
His set pieces are world class.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very, very unfortunate as well for Harvey Barnes. Do we all agree?
Injured though,
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I really like Harvey Barnes.
If he hadn't got injured, he maybe gets in the squad.
Yeah.
No, I think he does get in the squad if he wasn't injured. Personally. So, Sina, read out the attackers.
Okay. So
one last time.
Should I just read out the entire squad?
Yeah, read out the team, mate. Yeah.
23-man squad going to the Euros as picked by us. It's official. We've got goalkeepers: Pickford, Pope, and Henderson. Easy picks. Defenders: we've got Trent, Walker, Mings, Maguire, Stones, Shaw, and Chilwell. Midfielders: we've got Mason Mount, Jordan Henderson, Declan Rice, James Maddison, James Ward-Prowse, Jack Grealish, and Harry Winks.
Jack Grealish.
And then attackers, we've got Kane, Sterling, Foden, Sancho, Rashford, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
Again, good squad, that boys. It's got to win the Euros. It's got to win the Euros.
I would say that it's a little bit unfortunate for Danny Ings because he's having a bit of a stinker at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, if the Euros took place when they were meant to take place, you're taking Danny Ings every day.
Yeah,
here's a question for you. If Grealish doesn't pick his game up between now and the end of the season, do you drop him?
No.
No goal contribution. No goal from the squad. No goal contributions in 8 games, and there are going to be players. There are players that are playing.
Are you taking into account the games that he's injured?
Yes.
Because he hasn't played the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, he's not played the last 3 games. But in the last,
when you're not on the pitch, innit?
Yeah, but you can't take that into consideration when you say
no. But I'm saying if he doesn't do anything between now and the end of the season,
he goes for me.
He goes on just talent for me.
This is the thing that annoys me about stats because you think obviously stats are an amazing thing, but like Jack Grealish, he might not have any goal contributions in 8 games, but if you've got a player that makes chances and controls a game.
Jack Grealish has created any more chances than anyone in the league, hasn't he?
To go, even though he could be the best player on the pitch, but just not get a goal contribution.
Matt, think about the chances he's created for the Villa players. Think about the chances he could create for Kane or Sterling or Sancho or anyone else.
Rashford.
He's created the 3rd most chances behind Bruno and De Bruyne this season. He's going.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He is 100% good.
Yeah.
Doesn't start that. We'll save that for another podcast. But
wait, what if
he doesn't start?
No,
not for me.
I don't think he starts for me now.
No, the 3 in front, 3 behind Kane for me is Sterling, Sancho, and Foden.
Yeah.
Against the tough teams that in the big games, I wouldn't risk starting him because he doesn't.
He bossed it against Belgium, to be fair, but scored a bit.
But I see people say he bossed it, but what I look back on the Belgium game is he did a lot of fancy flicks, and that's it.
He did one fancy flip.
Yeah, he did one.
And he pulled it off.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he didn't create anything. He didn't, and it wasn't just his fault. The team didn't really do anything, but
he was the best player on the pitch for England.
He got man of the match because he ran around a lot. He didn't actually do it. He did a lot of. When I picked that game, he ran around without doing anything.
Okay, I disagree.
I think he got man of the match is a fan voted award anyway, and everyone loves him because he's the new Paul Gascoigne. Not Fitz type Paul Gascoigne, by the way.
For England, I would play Henderson as like a holding midfielder. You'd have the two wide players in Foden and Sterling. And then I would play Mount and Grealish just behind Kane.
You pick a Mount over Madison?
Yeah. Mate,
we are going to do the starting lineup another time because that's going to be a massive conversation.
Shall I move on to the predictions from this week?
Well, I've got one more thing.
Go on.
Go on, Dave.
If Joe Gomez was fit, do you think he gets?
Yeah. He goes for me. Yeah.
But so who would you drop out? Mings.
Michael Keane. Oh well, Mings.
Keane or Mings. Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to see Josh on the plane than Tyro Mings.
Oh, Cino, does Thiago Silva go?
Come on, Tom, mate. He's Brazilian.
Yeah, Tom, absolute bot.
What about Bruno Fernandes? Does he not make the midfield?
For Kyle Tomori. No.
He's having a very good season.
Cino, did you mention Callum Hudson-Odoi?
You didn't.
Mate, if we had 11 Callum Hudson-Odois on the pitch, we
don't even have one apparently.
I also we also spoke a little bit about Lawrence wasn't there. I mentioned a potential player that I think maybe doesn't deserve to go, but I think deserves to be mentioned. And none of them agreed with me really. But
that's the surprise. Who?
Curtis Jones.
Come on.
Curtis Jones.
No.
Come on. Come off it.
Crap.
Come off it.
But no. I do think that he's one of Liverpool's best players in an awful season.
Yeah, it's not hard, is it? It's not hard to be a good player.
Yeah. No, mate, it's really not hard. There's only one bet. Like,
still champions.
They're all having crap seasons, but one that's
at the end of the day.
First, take Nathan Redmond than him.
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah,
Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yeah, he'd be going over him. Yeah.
And what do you boys think about? I don't think he deserves to go. He's one for the future, but Mason Greenwood.
No.
Yeah, he's one for the future.
Yeah, it's one for the future definitely, but he's been nowhere near on it.
He needs to find his feet again this season.
Again, last
Form
year,
of his legs, mate.
He might make it.
Yeah. One of those who's the same as Danny Ings, very unlucky about the Euros getting postponed. Because he'd have gone, but he's not been good enough this season to go due to many reasons. But
like Greenwood,
the biggest thing to take away from this is that a 23-man squad isn't big enough.
Yeah, spot on.
But don't you think, like looking back at squads that we've taken before, like this is a very strong squad.
Yeah.
Strong.
Like realistically,
should we have a look at the last Euro squad just to laugh at it?
No, because the thing is, you'll do that in 2 years' time from this squad because players will wilter off. When we went into that Euros, every single one of those players was good.
I believe in the last Euro squad, Nathaniel Klein was in it.
Yeah,
he was playing first team for Liverpool at the time, though.
He was, yeah.
I still want to laugh at it.
He was one of the. Was that not the season where Gerrard slipped as well? Am I right in saying that?
I don't know, mate.
Tom Heaton went.
Yeah, but think about how good he was for Burnley.
Yeah, he was good for Burnley.
Ryan Bertrand went.
Think about how good he was for Southampton.
Matt, stop. All right, we're laughing at this England squad. Chris Smalling went. Ross Barkley went. Eric Dyer went. Shock. Adam Lallana went. Adam Lallana's quality in England shirt.
He was, mate. That tournament, he was England's best player in my opinion.
James Milner went. What a buddy.
And I like Ross Barkley as well. He doesn't get anywhere near this particular team, but I like Ross Barkley as well. I think he's a very good player.
Here's one for you boys. If Vardy wasn't retired, would he go?
Yes, head of Calvert-Lewin.
100%. 100% over Calvert-Lewin.
I love Jamie Vardy.
Million percent over.
I love
He
Jamie.
should come out of retirement. He'd fucking make the team straight away.
Wouldn't make the 11, but he'd make the squad.
Should we do the predictions now? Yeah.
Yeah. So last week we all had a bit of a stinker. To be fair, boys, no one predicted the Burnley Arsenal result. No one predicted the Liverpool Fulham result. No one predicted the Man United Man City result. Not even the correct result, not even the correct score. The only two correct results was from Josh and myself, who predicted 0-0 for West Brom Newcastle. So that means that leading the way with 28 points is Josh.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Matt with 25 points, Tom with 20, Nathan with 18, and myself with 17. So we move on to this. Say again?
Who was second?
Matt with 25.
Okay.
So moving on to this week. We'll do what we did last week, and we'll go Josh down to Tom, and then we'll switch it halfway through. So the first game this week, Josh, is Newcastle at home to Aston Villa.
I predict a. So I think Villa win.
Come on.
It's whether it's 2 or 3 for me.
What, 0, yeah?
Yeah, 2 or 3-0, I think, to Villa. I want to go safe and go 2-0, but I know well that now that I've said that, it's going to be 3-0. But I'm sticking with 2-0. Sticking with 2-0 Villa.
Nathan?
1-0.
1-1. Matt?
1-0 Newcastle.
Thomas?
1-0 Villa.
I've also got 1-0 Villa. Leeds Chelsea. Josh?
I've got to go either 1 or 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0.
Nathan?
I will say. I'll say 1-0 Chelsea.
Matt?
1-1.
Thomas?
2 Bamford Brace.
Who's Matt and Tom trying to impress?
Well, we're not guessing. Nah, it's just Leeds haven't scored for the last couple of games now, and I feel like because Chelsea sit back so defensively, it'll suit Leeds more because they love to press really high.
I'll back Chelsea 2-0.
Do we sit back really defensively? We have all of the ball.
I think so.
I've gone 2-0 Chelsea. I think Chelsea win 2-0.
Yeah, Josh, you have all the ball because you like to go side to side to side to side, which is what Leeds like to play against. They like to press really hard.
Next game, Josh. Crystal Palace, West Brom.
That's the type of game that I don't want to call because
Just say result, mate.
1-0 Crystal Palace.
Nathan?
2-1 Palace.
Matt?
2-1 Palace.
Tom?
0-0.
I've gone 1-1. Josh, Everton, Burnley.
3-1 Everton.
Nathan?
2-0 Everton.
Matt?
2-0 Everton.
Tom?
1-0 Burn. 1-0 Everton, sorry.
I'll go 2-1 Everton. Josh, Fulham, Man City. Fulham are in form at the minute.
Yeah.
Just lost to Man United as well, City.
Yeah, I know. I just don't think they're going to have enough for City, though. I think it's going to be a 3-0.
Fulham, fair.
Nathan?
Fulham aren't conceding that many goals recently. I'm going to say 1-0 City.
Matt?
Uh, 0-0.
What?
0-0.
0-0. I kind of no. I changed my mind. 1-0 Fulham.
Tom,
2-0 City.
2-0 City, yeah?
Yep.
I've gone 2-1 City. Now we'll go from bottom up. So Tom, Southampton,
Just
Brighton.
go back to the fact that Matt's just said 1-0 Fulham.
Mate,
Yeah,
it's
but
this season of the
you'd
Premier
have
League,
said
you
that
can't
if I'd have
predict
said 1-0 Fulham before Liverpool.
Yeah,
No, I wouldn't have, because Fulham did him in the first time. Well, kind of.
No.
1-1.
Yeah.
Right, Tom, Southampton, Brighton.
Fulham need
One-
results to stay up, and they're in good form. I
1-1.
don't know. I get back.
Matt, Southampton, Brighton.
2-1 Brighton.
Nathan?
Uh, 1-0 Southampton.
Josh?
2-0 Southampton.
Wait, Dobbo, can I change it to 1-0?
Of course you can, mate. I've gone 2-1 Saints. Tom, Leicester, Sheffield United.
Leicester 3-0.
Matt?
5-0 Leicester.
Nathan?
3-0 Leicester.
Poor Sheffield United, Josh.
3-1.
I'll go 2-0. I'll go 2-0. Now then, the big one.
Wow, what a game that'll be.
North London derby. Tom, Arsenal at home to Spurs.
I reckon they're both in form. 3-2 to Arsenal.
Matt?
4-1 Tottenham.
Ooh. Nathan?
Bale hat-trick.
3-1 Tottenham.
Josh?
I would like to also go 3-1 Tottenham, but that's the type of game that I can also see being like a 0-0.
I've gone 2-2.
Tottenham at
Man United at home to West Ham, Tom.
West Ham will be without Lingard as well.
Yeah. That's right, Souček said, mate.
Best player on the pitch, Matt.
2-0 to Manchester United.
Matt?
I'm gonna go 3-0 Man United.
Nath?
3-1 United.
Josh?
2-1 West Ham.
West Ham.
I'll go 2-1 United. And last but not least, Tom, Wolves at home to Liverpool on the Monday Night Football.
Cool. 1-0 to Wolves.
I think that's pretty safe. Matt?
1-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, they got a point to prove, haven't they?
They've been alright away from home, in there.
I say 0-0.
Josh?
3-1 Liverpool.
I'm backing a 1-1 draw. No, I'm not. I'm backing a 2-1 Liverpool win. Salah penalty in the 88th minute. And that is all from the score predictions. Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't think we discussed what we're going to be doing in episode 4, did we?
No, I don't think we have.
All right. So
Find out
Get it
when
down
you
in
get
the
there.
comment section. Get it down in the comment section below.
Please like and subscribe.
That's to do with episode 4.
Click that bell.
We'll tweet out what we're doing.
Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. Yeah, I think we're trying to get every single episode at the moment out on a Wednesday. So I feel like that's what we're aiming for now. So tune in next Wednesday for episode 4, where we don't know what we'll be talking about, but we will. So, or not. Tune in anyway. And until next time, thank you very much for listening. And we'll see you later.